Hello students, how are you and how's your study going on? I hope that you all will be fine and staying home and doing your study at your home. On the behalf of Paramount Public School, today we are going to discuss the summary of our second chapter of book Flamingo named Low Spring. So without wasting our time, let's start with our topic. Chapter Low Spring. Students, I want to tell you that this chapter is divided into two different parts and having two different character. First is having the character of Sahib and second one is having a character of Mohan. So firstly we will read about their introduction. What is the main introduction, main reason of writing the chapter? This chapter Low Spring is written by Anise Jung. The story Low Spring describes the pitiable condition of poor children who have been forced to miss the joy of childhood due to the socio-economic condition that prevails in this man-made world. These children are denied the opportunity of schooling and forced into labor early in life. Anise Jung gives voice to eliminate child labor by educating the children and to enforce the laws against child labor by the governments strictly. The call is to end child exploitation and let the children enjoy the days of the spring that bring joy under their feet. This means that this chapter is related to child labor and the writer or author Anise Jung is raising her voice to stop this child labor and let the children live their life with joy. So shall we start with our first part? So sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. This is the first line of our first part. What does it mean? That here is a rag picker who used to do rag picking, and rag picker is only a boy. Look, the author would come across Sahib every morning. She always found him searching for something in the heap of garbage. One morning, she asked him, "Why do you do this?" Here Sahib is that boy who is giving this answer, that sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. So if you find a rupee or a gold coin or silver coin in the garbage, why don't you explore them more? She asked him, "Why do you do this?" He replied, "I have nothing else to do." She told him to go to school, but there was no school in his neighborhood. She asked him then whether he would study if she started school. When Sahib learned this thing, Sahib was happy. He said he would go to her school, but narrator just meant it for a joke. She didn't intend starting a school in the near future. She was not intending to start a school, but she was making a joke with Sahib. She realized what an impact her words spoken casually had on Sahib. Now she realized that she had spoken these words casually, but these words had great impact on Sahib because he wanted to study. Now Sahib's full name is Sahib-e Alam and it means the Lord of the universe. But the poor boy wandered on roads along with other poor barefoot boys like him. Here student, barefoot means the person who don't wear slippers or chappals. The author talked to Sahib's companions. One of the barefoot boys told her that it was a tradition to walk barefoot. When author asked them why they are not wearing the slippers or chappal, then one of the barefoot boy told that it was their tradition to walk barefoot. But the author doesn't agree with them. She asserts that A perpetual state of poverty is the real cause. Some children are lucky that their prayers to get shoes has been granted, but the rag pickers remain barefooted. And the rag pickers, now where they live and how's their lifestyle, we will going to discuss about this. The rag pickers live in Simapuri. Simapuri is very close to Delhi. It is out in near the outer area of Delhi. But there is a world of difference between the two places. It means Simapuri is very different from inside the Delhi. Like all other families of rag pickers, Sahib's family had come from Bangladesh in 1971. Why they came here? They came here because their homes and fields were destroyed by storms. They had nothing to live on now. In Bangladesh, Dhaka, there were number of storms or floods came. That's why they destroyed their homes and they have to leave that place to come, and they came there and lived near Delhi in Simapuri. About 10,000 rag pickers live in Simapuri. They live in mud structures with roofs of tin and tarpaulin. They lack all civic amenities like sewage and running water. They have voter identity cards and ration cards also. This enables them to cast their votes and buy food. Why? How they get these voter card and ration card? With the help of our political leader, which are also known as political shark. For their benefit, they had given them voter cards, and for the help of these voter card, they had prepared their ration card. Now, they move about and pitch their tents wherever they can find food. Their living place is not the final one. They move here and there and pitch their tents. Rag picking is their sole means of earning a livelihood. It is only way from this they learn their livelihood and eat their food. Now, Sahib used to stand outside a club. He watched young man playing tennis, a game which fascinated him. He wished to play tennis. Someone gave him a pair of discarded shoes also. And these discarded shoes are tennis shoes. It was like a dream coming true for Sahib. Of course, but playing tennis was out of his reach because tennis is a game of rich people and Sahib was very poor. So at last Sahib got a job in a tea stall. When narrator met him after long time, he was paid 800 rupees a month and all meals of the day. Perhaps he was not happy. He had lost his carefree life and his freedom. He was no longer his own master now. Why he has lost his carefree life and his freedom? Because he had given the job at a tea stall. Now he is not free to move here and there at his own wish. Now he have to work under the pressure of tea stall owner. I hope students you got the first part of our chapter Low Spring. Next video we will discuss second part.